today I get the privilege of interviewing somebody that is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, my husband, Bill Fisher.
Oh, I was looking around. I was like, who is that?
Whatever. No, actually, you are one of my favorite people. You're my best friend, and I love spending time with you. And one of my favorite things about you is the way that you help people vision. You actually help me vision too. When I feel stuck and when I feel like, I don't know, I know I want to be here and I can see myself there, I just don't really know how to get there and I don't even know how to start. You have this really good way of talking me through that and helping me to develop a plan and to see what happens from A to Z, all the different parts and pieces in between. And I thought it would be great for the audience to be able to hear some of that strategy that you do and how you can help them, especially because I feel like people that are just starting out, they know they want this and they believe in themselves. I mean, some of our favorite people that we follow are like Pace Morby and Russell Brunson, and they always make me feel like, I can do this, I can do anything, yes, I can do it. And then when I go to do it, I'm like, I'm scared, I don't know where to start. So I was hoping that you could help us with that. So the first question that I wanted to ask you is, if I am a brand new business person, just starting out, either I started my business, or I want to start a business, what is some advice that you would give me just at the very beginning?
Okay, that's a good question. So the first thing I would say is, here you go. Open your hands up. Here's a magic wand.
Okay, my little magic wand.
Okay, now tell me what you want to do.
I want to start a business and gain freedom.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. No one said wave that thing. That's dangerous, okay? Hold on now. Just when I tell you, then you can.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to start a business and gain freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what if your business was shoveling dog crap for 80 hours a week and you were the only employee?
Well, that isn't really, I mean, that's
a business.
It's being self-employed, not a business owner.
Sure.
That's the difference between that, which is nothing wrong with that.
Super important to have a conversation about that.
Absolutely. And there isn't anything wrong with that because I am gaining freedom.
Right.
I get to set my own hours. I get to decide when I work. I get to decide what I'm paid.
Shitty job.
Shitty
See
job.
what I did there? That was awesome.
Right. I mean, my first business was a cleaning business, and it really was being self-employed because when I took a day off, the business didn't make money.
Yeah.
It didn't continue to make money.
And that's a good point. So what's the difference between a business and being self-employed? What would you say that is?
Well, I think being self-employed means that you are creating something of a value for the marketplace that you're going to make money for, but you personally are going to be self-employed.
Employed by the company.
Self-driven business. But if you want to have a business that you own instead, then you have employees that manage the details, and you, when you go on vacation or take a day off, the business continues to operate without you.
Right, and that's the big thing is the question is now then, what type of business are you going to start? What is your plan? Is your vision that it's going to start and operate without you? Are you going to run it for the next 3 years and build something amazing, and then you're going to hand it off to someone else, and then he's going to do the thing and do the thing and do the thing, and it's going to scale? What does this business look like, first of all, instead of just saying, I want to start a business and be self-employed? Sure, anybody can do that.
Those are good questions. I like that, because I think when I first started out, I didn't really have answers to those questions, and I didn't ask myself those questions. I just thought, I want to make money, and for me, I was a waitress for a long time, and I wanted to get out of that industry and find freedom in setting my own schedule and things like that. So that would have been a really good question for me at 22. I like that. So, okay, let's say I've already started a business.
Okay.
And let's say it is a labor business. What do they call that?
Labor of love?
No. So it's not a SaaS company. It's something that is going to require labor.
Service industry?
A service industry, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say it is a service industry. Let's say I worked in this field my whole life, and I decided I am going to start my own business because I could probably do this myself. And let's say I'm going to start a window installation business. I've been doing it for years for somebody else. I know I can do it myself. What is your advice for me? Or let's say I've already started. So I got my website,
Okay.
I've started, and I'm working, but
I would say, number one, whenever you vision, you want to think about it as the actual word vision. It's like you can see, right? How far can you see? How far, what is your vision? Are you 20/20? Can you see miles away? Can you see a crystal clear finish line? Because the finish line is really where you want to start your business, and then work yourself backwards, and then start planning for that from there. So the finish line, for example, what type of business did you say?
Window installation.
A window installation company. So if I were to look at that, I would say, okay, I have 25 years left of work in me before I want to hand this off, or maybe my goal is to build something for 5 years really well and then sell it for $31 million, right? That's the finish line. Okay, now how do I do that? What do I build it into? So in order to do that, probably what's going to happen is I'm going to have to scale this thing. I'm going to have to build multiple locations and sell something that has a brand and not just a service, right? And so
Just not Kimberly's window installation. It's got to be bigger than that.
it's got to be bigger. It's got to be customer experience related. It's got to be somebody, because when you quit the company, does the company go under? Right? So it's got to be this.
Explain that more. When I quit, the company goes over. Why would it go under?
Because if it was all about you and people were, I want to do business with Kimberly Fisher, and she's the entire reason why I'm doing business here, right? The struggle with that is when you're sick, what happens? When you want to take a vacation, what happens? When you're ready and you throw your hands up, you're like, I'm done, I'm moving on to the next thing. What happens? The company folds.
Yeah, I remember when I had employees, when I was cleaning houses, I had a client that said to me that she really didn't want my employees to clean. She only wanted me because there was a particular way that I cleaned the bathrooms, and she liked the way I did it. And I remember feeling like I don't know how to move away from I am the only one that does everything. That was 25-year-old Kimberly trying to figure out how am I gonna scale this so that I'm not the only one.
So that's
I
perfect,
like that.
because what you did was you branded Kimberly's cleaning business. Even though it was called Time Savers, and you were branding a name, it was all about Kimberly, because you were the point of contact, you were the main person that they talked to, you were the person that cleaned, you were the person that picked up the checks, so on and so forth. And their entire experience was Kimberly. So
what would you define that as? Would that be self-employed, or would that be a different definition?
that would be self-employed and self-branded. I mean, you're branding Kimberly Fisher.
I would call that an operator.
Well, you're definitely an operator.
Yeah, I would say that I've turned myself from self-employed because now I have employees. I am self-employed, but now I'm the operator because I have to be the one that does everything still.
Well, I think that's also important to talk about, because if you go back to the book E-Myth, and you think about the term technician, the term operator.
Manager, technician.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
Technician.
Yeah, you're right, sorry.
Operator, manager is the same. And then a visionary, right? So you've always been the operator, and you weren't the visionary. Your vision, you were the visionary. So let me restate that. You were the visionary who could see about 20 feet in front of her. You were constantly battling the checks in the mail, the bills that were coming in, whatever the case, and that's as far as you had your vision on the company. But the idea is to see way down the road. Again, we got to go to the finish line. It's like this. I love to tell the old rocking chair story. And if you're trying to figure out your vision for your life goals, and you're sitting with your wife one day, and you're on your porch, on your deck, and you're rocking in your chairs, and you're 85 years old, and you guys are near the end of life, and you look at each other and you say, baby, we made it. And then you have to define, what does we made it look like? What is that in detail? What is we made it? So we have, $10 million in real estate. We have $5 million in liquid assets. We have all of these things. Our family is strong. We have relationships with God. All of our bills are paid, and you know, we've hit all the marks in our marriage, and we're teaching other people how to be successfully married, you know, for the long haul. What are all those things? What does that look like, right? So you have to actually go to death date, and you got to figure out, what does success at that one thing look like? How far can you vision? Your vision has to go to the end. You always have to stop and think end vision, end goals, and then work your way backwards.
I really like that. I love asking I love asking business owners that have been in business for a while what their exit strategy is, because it is fascinating. If I were to start keeping statistics, how many people don't have an exit strategy?
Or even know what they need to exit.
Right, yeah. And this actually hit me home really well when we first started out for our main event. We started out as a food truck and doing catering, and we've expanded over the years. But when we first started, we weren't, I mean, you probably had a vision of where we were going, but I certainly didn't. I wasn't quite sure. I just knew that we needed to make some extra money to pay the bills, and this was a skill set that I could do, and I figured I could make this happen. But we met that couple that had a catering business for 40 years, and I just looked at how broken she was and how hard she worked all these years and how she had nothing. And she had no plan. There was no exit strategy plan. And I looked at you and I said, that is not going to be me. I do not want that for my life. I don't want to be stuck here doing the same thing every day. And there's so many people that we follow that will say that everybody lives the same year over and over again. They just do it in decades and then they die. And I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be that. And I wanted to build something that we were proud of, that blessed other people's lives. So I love that you look at the end and work your way backwards.
Okay, so now, here's your magic wand. Now, tell me what you want to do. Now that you understand end goal for your company, tell me the end goal finish line.
Private flying. Just kidding.
You know, prisoners can fly privately.
we just flew for 24 hours yesterday. Didn't fly. We were delay, cancel flight, jump on another flight, delay, for 24 hours to get to where we're at right now. That's why I made that joke. But no, honestly, I think I want to build something that I'm proud of. I want to affect lives. I want to help people grow and be the best versions of themselves. And I want to be proud of what I've done with my life. I don't want to wake up one day and go, what did I just do for 30 years? And I certainly don't want to wake up one day and go, I'm too tired to work and I didn't do anything with my life and now I'm broke.
Okay. So now here's what I'm going to say to that. I love everything that you're talking about, because that should be the byproduct of what your business is. Yeah. That should be the byproduct. So now we have to talk about your goals, like your end goals for this business. So are you going to sell it for $31 million? Who are you going to sell it to? What does the market look like? What does the brand look like? What is, you know, when is your exit? How old are you going to be when all of that happens? Because now, once you know this, and once you can place that and name those and date those, now you have targets. Now you can set KPIs, key performance indicators for every single one of those goals.
Now we can measure it.
If you want $31 million, okay, what does that look like? How many sales do you have to have in order for that to sell for $31 million? And then, okay, we have 20 years to do it. So in the next 5 years, we're going to grow the company from here to here. This is how we're going to do it. This is the marketing that we're going to employ and deploy. These are the people and the infrastructure and the standard operating procedures and every single thing that we need to make this goal happen. So then we can go to the next goal, then we can go to the next goal. And you got to have it all written out. Now, is it going to change? Hell yeah, it's going to change.
Oh yeah, you have to be ready, because nothing ever happens the way that you think it's going to.
But you can't just go to the gunfight ready to shoot from the hip. You have to understand, you have to target practice, you have to be ready to hit that bullseye every single time.
You have to have a plan, but be willing to pivot. I like that.
Yeah.
So, okay, I have another scenario for you. I met this really nice couple recently, and they have a very successful construction business, but he can never leave the job site
Mm-hmm.
because nothing goes the way that he wants it to. And so he is just closing his doors. He's not even going to sell his business. He's just going to close his doors because he's absolutely frustrated. What kind of advice would you give him?
Well, the advice you got to give him is, when's the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago. When's the next best time is today.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to employ, or should have employed a couple of years ago, a general manager and start training somebody. The problem with that is, especially when you've got your name on it, and it's your face, you're branding you, right? You're worried about your reputation. You're worried about everything that has anything to do with you. Right? Everyone knows this business as me. So he's got to get away from that, and everybody's got to get away from that. If you want to scale your business other than just you have to start building a company that is run by other people, right? And you have to be willing to give up that control, and the control is the biggest bottleneck. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. For a long time, I was the master puppeteer that had to have her fingers in every single detail, and all it did was make me exhausted.
Yeah.
So I can absolutely see that, and that's what I saw in him when he was saying that, and I wasn't sure if he was interested in my 2 cents about building systems and trusting people. I love Dan Martell's book. We talk about it a lot.
Buy Back Your Time.
Buy Back Your Time, because he says 80% of somebody else doing it is 100% awesome. And the first time he said that, I was like, so you're saying that they're gonna do 80% of the job, and that's all they're gonna do, and I'm gonna have to be okay with that? And he's like, yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying.
80% of the way that you would perform
80% of the way that I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a hard pill to swallow.
I never
for me.
try swallowing pillows anymore. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a hard pill to swallow, because that means your name, your brand, your business, everything that you built, everything you believe in it, no one is going to do it the way that you do it, ever. And your best employee is going to do an 80% of the 100% that you would do. So
this is exactly what we're talking about. So when you're building your brand, when you're building your company, think about down the road that somebody else is going to be building your company. So your goals are within 1 year from now, I'm going to have a general manager. Within 2 years from now, I'm going to have this much infrastructure, all these people in places. I'm going to have all of these procedures, and everything will be spelled out. And you're building an exit. Maybe your exit isn't to sell in the next 10 years. Maybe the exit is you leaving the company in the next 2.
Yeah.
What do you have to do so you can leave the company, allow it to work on its own, be 80% good, right? To be 100% awesome. And
then do more amazing things.
Yeah.
Not sit on a beach and drink cocktails for the rest of your life, but actually do other amazing things.
The biggest thing,
bigger things.
The biggest thing, you'll hear this all the time in business rooms, is that you cannot work on your business while you're in your business.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? You have to separate yourself from the day-to-day operations. You can't be the chief burger flipper, right? You have to be able to step back and say, this business is a structure. There's infrastructure that needs to be put in place, and you can't do that on the grill.
Yeah.
And you know that firsthand.
I do. That was a hard lesson for me to learn, and when I finally did, it was so freeing. And when I started at 22 years old, when I started my very first business, my entire thought was, I want freedom. I want to set my own schedule. I want to decide how much money I'm going to make. I want the freedom to be in control of my life and how I live my life. And instead, it controlled me for a really long time.
Okay.
And every business that we had, it controlled me for a really long time. And it wasn't until we read E-Myth that I started to recognize that I like being a technician. And so I would go right into doing the job instead of managing the job or looking at where we could get more jobs. I was so ingrained in the business that I wasn't paying attention to anything else that was happening around us. And so, yeah. And I remember too, when we first started, I was like, why are you talking about us doing other stuff? We have to do that.
Yeah.
You're like way over here thinking of things that we don't even have our feet in the water over there. We're in the water over here. Why aren't you over here in the water with me drowning? And I'd get mad at you. But I didn't realize that you were visioning. And that is a skill set. And that was a good thing because I had to get myself out of that pool. And
the technician pool.
The technician pool. I had to move myself out of that space and start realizing that in order for our business to do well, my skill set was managing and managing people and systems.
So you went from technician to operator.
I did. And then from operator, I started to write down the things in my life that I was doing that I could give to somebody else. And I had to really work on accepting the reality that no one is ever going to do it 100%. The best I can expect is 80%. And I needed to be okay with that because once I was willing to give those things up, like, okay, take it, you know, once I was willing to finally give it up, then I realized, oh, look at all this free time I have. And my heart is to teach other people how to do business well and to not become paralyzed by their business and to become prisoners to it. That's my real heart. And if I'm over there cutting veggies and making charcuterie boards, I don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, I 100% agree with you there. So, okay, so here's your magic wand back.
Yeah.
Now I want you, before you wave it, I want you to tell me the type of business that you're going to have. I want you to tell me your exit date and your exit strategy, how much you're going to sell it for, and who you're going to sell it to.
That's a lot of information at this point.
know.
I don't think I'm starting any new businesses.
Well,
The business I have is it's in the food industry. That's the big one that we have. We also have real estate, and then also our supplement business. The food industry business that we're in, that's the one that we're slowly rolling away from. Built a bunch of systems. Our staff are running it, and really, honestly, my hope and goal would be to sell it to our employees and for them to take over. I would love more than anything to not even be a part of it. Honestly,
Right.
to just to in some way bless them so that they could take it over, and then 100% of my time can be done doing other things, especially with writing and speaking. That's what I want to do.
Those
next.
are great goals. So all
And
you have
I would
to
love
do.
to have that in 2 years, and the money value of it, to me, it's what I want to sell it for is the amount that they can buy it for. That's really what I want to sell it for, where it blesses them.
Okay, so when you use your magic wand, and we'll call this the Magic Wand series.
Yeah.
When you use your magic wand, you have to address each and every one of those details because you're not visioning if you don't.
It's true.
All you're doing is you're hoping, oh, that would be so cool if that happened.
Well, I recognize there's times where I have to go in and help, and it's because we're in really extra busy seasons and things like that.
That makes sense.
And it's important, and I care. There's some really big clients that we have that I really care about, and I want to make sure that our stuff goes well. But in order for me to move to the next level, I can't be that person anymore. And so, yeah.
So you said next level. You have to determine what next level means.
Next level, honestly, I think means selling the business.
Okay, so now let's ask this very next question because this is very important. Has it been done before? Do you know anybody who has lived the dream that you're wanting to live?
Personally,
Yes.
like that sold their business and they're moving on.
Yeah.
Just people that I follow.
Okay, so it's okay that they're not like your best friend and your
Right.
neighbor.
Yeah.
Number one, because you have to be able to see, can it be done?
Mm-hmm.
So the answer to that is
Yeah, sure. I know it can be done.
yes, it can be done. Now the next question is, are you capable?
Sure.
Okay, 100% you're capable,
Yeah.
right? Okay, now the last question is, when?
Right.
So-
Tomorrow. You got any money?
So same thing. When you're building a business, when you take your magic wand, you say, I want to start a business, and I want to be self-employed, or I want to whatever, right? You have to build it the same way. First of all, can it be done? And you have to determine that in your heart, because if it can't be done, find something else. Or break barriers and learn how to be the first person to fly a plane,
Right.
whatever the case. Chances are that's going to be really hard to do, but can be done. So can it be done? Are you capable of doing what needs to be done? Can you work the 80 hours a week to birth this thing? to bring it into existence, to blood, sweat, and tear it into existence. Are you capable? Are you willing to do it? When are you willing to start? That's how you do it. That's how you vision a business. You go to the finish line. Is it possible? Are you capable? Are you willing? When are you going to start?
I
Have
like
to
it.
answer those.
I like it. It's good. And then just do it.
Then just do it.
Just do it. Make lots of mistakes. Realize that there's going to be things that you didn't
Then you
even
realize it wasn't possible.
No.
I was never capable. I'm an idiot. I should have never opened a restaurant.
No, actually, I think that was as long as you have a desire to learn and grow, and you're constantly looking at ways that you can improve. I think there are some important things that every restaurant has to have. One needs to be somebody that's not willing to spend any money at all. That person needs to be in charge of spending money.
Not me.
Because any business will go broke. It doesn't matter how much money they have. But you have to have somebody that's always doing the checks and balances and going, do we really need to spend that money on that? Because $30 every couple of hours can add up to a lot of money. And I also think that if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to price your stuff, that makes a big difference. And so getting yourself into groups that teach you how to do that stuff better. And I'm just really grateful that the visionary in you was consistently looking at who can we follow, who can we learn from, what groups can we join, and you pushed me into mastermind groups that I would never have joined.
Yeah.
So
What do
I'm
we
super
call
grateful.
that? R&D.
R&D, rip off and duplicate. Yep.
That's right. We do not have to be the pioneers. As a matter of fact, you can follow 10 people and repeat the same smart thing that they said.
Yeah, they say that's true. The saying goes like this: you can always tell who the pioneers are because they're the ones laying on the ground with the arrows in their back. You don't need to be those people. You just need to be the people that stand on the shoulders of the person before you. And there really isn't anything brand new. We really are building on the person before us that broke the ground and took the arrows for us to be able to do and be who we are. And I love that. I love following other people and going, that's a really good idea, and how can I make that mine? And I teach it in the way that I can teach it.
Yeah.
That someone else needs to hear from my voice and my perspective.
That's right. I have a lot of original thoughts, but I have more thoughts that someone else basically ingrained into me.
Sure.
And trained me.
Yeah, I agree. Well, this was really, really good. I'm really glad that we had this conversation, and I'm sure that it helps somebody else, especially people that are starting out in business. It can be incredibly terrifying. I can remember standing in the kitchen, and I had an employee that wanted to start his own business, and we were just sitting there doing some prep work, and he looked at me and goes, "What's the hardest thing about owning a business?" And it only took me a half a second. I said, starting. That was the hardest thing about owning a business, because you have to get over yourself. You have to get over your fear, and you have to get over that hesitation that tells you, what if it doesn't work out?
You know, that's good. And on the last note of that, I want to say that I had a conversation with our friend Josh, and years ago, this is about 10 years ago, he asked me, he said, "Bill, I don't understand how you can just come up with an idea and turn it into a business and do it." And I thought about that for many years, and I was like, you're right, you don't understand that, because that's not you yet. You have to be there. You have to be the visionary. You have to be the one that's willing to do it. And this is where most people run into a brick wall. You have to be willing to fail.
Yeah. And that's terrifying.
Can be, or can be exciting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you are the master visionary. You're very good at looking at how you can help people grow. And right now, you're writing a book.
Yep.
What is it called?
It's called Poor Choices.
Give me a little bit of information. Don't tell me the whole story, but just because it's going to be done soon, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks, I'm hoping.
Okay.
I'm so hopeful.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah. Basically what it is, it's retraining your thought pattern. We all build a specific pattern, the way that we think, the way that we go about life, the way that we do things. And most of us relive the same day over and over again, like you said. And this is basically a way to catch yourself, retrain yourself, and to tell yourself that you love change in your life.
That was, boy, that's good, because that was me. I had to retrain that for sure.
Yeah, you did.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, I'm excited about that. Also, you have gone on this deep dive on AI, and you're doing these podcasts now, right?
Yep.
Teaching people. So tell me about that.
It's really for the guy, and I'm the dumb guy. I'm the business guy who doesn't know how to use AI, and I just go into this little bit of a journey, and I learn something new. For me, I love to learn, and if you're going to be a good teacher, you have to be a good learner. You have to be somebody who loves to learn, and I love to learn. And so what I would do is I'll just go at 2 days ahead of myself and say, I don't know how to build this type of agent, and I'll learn how to build the agent, and then I'll turn around and teach somebody how to do it.
That's so cool.
You don't have to go 10 years ahead and be a professor. You just have to be 2 days ahead of the guy before you.
When I'm hiring new people, I always ask them, how much are you on ChatGPT? Because it really is, it is a whole new world when you start using AI. It's fantastic that you're teaching people how to do that. Some of the videos are really cool. So what is that
Just
podcast?
some of them?
No, all of
I'm
them,
kidding.
sorry. Okay, so tell me, how do people find you? What's that podcast?
Which podcast?
Oh, that's right, you have multiple, so tell me about those. He's a visionary, so, you know.
Visionary is like ADD of the brain for business. That's really what it means. Is, oh, what's that? I can do that. Oh my God. Oh, do you see that? I can turn that into $1.
Okay, so where can people find you?
You can find me at Bill Fisher AK on Instagram.
Awesome. And then you have multiple podcasts. What's a couple of them?
Pitfalls to Profits, where I teach people, or we teach people, how to not buy real estate and invest, because we've made all the problems, or we made all of the mistakes.
We've made mistakes, but if you've ever listened to me for any extended period of time, you know that I like to learn from experience, other people's. And so we teach about that and how to not make those mistakes, in hopes that you'll avoid those pitfalls, because we want you to stand on our shoulders.
Yeah. And Poor Choices is the other podcast, which is going to play off of the book that hasn't launched yet. That's getting ready to start.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for letting me interview you as the sun sets here in Florida. We're super grateful to be here, even though it took us so long to get here, but there is no snow on the ground, so we're grateful.
Well, I'm so glad to be on your podcast, and I will have my people bill your people.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'll let you know if you have any money.
As usual. No.
Good job, babe.